But Priest, you were a three-time All-Pro in the Hall of Fame in high school, the Hall of Fame in college, offensive player of the year, 1 year in the NFL. One year I know you led the league in rushing. You're in the Kansas City Chiefs Hall of Fame, and you were undrafted. So what did it take for you? Because Larry and I talk all the time, people are always apologizing when they don't become a star in the NFL. And I always say, very few people make it to the NFL. How did you, as an undrafted player, move up into the NFL and work yourself into where you became a star in the game?
Well, I can answer that definitely, Scott. And, you mentioned that 1%ers that they say which football players are to be able to play at that high level. But just imagine being the player that was undrafted, trying to tap into that 1% of the population that achieves that success on the field. But for me, I think it was really growing up in a lot of different ways. But one of the things that I always kept really true to, and I always talk about when I go to schools, is I talk about the ace of spade. And for me, that ace of spade was something that I kept in my back pocket, that no matter what the circumstances and no matter what the coaches predicted or they felt the type of player I would be, it was always something that I could pull out. And that ace of spade for me was just the ability to know that I always had a loving family, that always poured in the fact that I could be successful, that I had something special about me, that there was something different about the way that I ran the ball, that when I would play in the streets and we had to play in the middle of streets between mailboxes, and the only way that you could save yourself is try to run out of bounds and jump in the grass before you got tackled, or else you were going to hit the pavement. But I would challenge the older kids. I would never get on the winning squad. I would never get on the team that had the biggest players. Always had the team and always picked the guys that were undersized. They always wondered why I did that. It's just because I wanted to get the ball all the time, because I knew none of them was brave enough to run the ball in the streets. But it taught me a lot. And one of the things that I know is that ace of spade, that someone always poured into me, whether it was my grandmother, my grandfather, my mom or my dad, or even my sisters, always saying that I can do it. There's something special about me. I kept that as an ace of spade. And I think throughout my life, of course, when I went to University of Texas, there were times where I heard that when I blew out my knee. And we had Ricky Williams come in as a freshman. We had Sean Mitchell come in as a junior transfer from Blinn. And these guys had incredible athletic abilities. And then I come back my senior year and they're trying to figure out, how are we going to get all three of y'all enough time to run the ball? And I remember at one point they said, okay, Sean Mitchell, you're the fastest out of the three of them. We're going to give you the ball at about the 20-yard line right after the kickoff return. And maybe you can score a 70 or 80-yard run. And then they said, okay, and after you get done with it and you don't make that happen, we're going to give it to Ricky, because we know Ricky's going to move the ball down to maybe the 15 or the 10-yard line. And I knew one thing. There was only 10 more yards left on that field. And they say, Priest, we're going to give you the ball, but you're only going to have 1 or 2 chances to get in that end zone. And for me, that was something I started to do my senior year in college at the University of Texas, was I had a knack for getting into the end zone. And I believe it's so funny how it just ended up carrying over into the NFL when I got an opportunity to serve as a starter with the Kansas City Chiefs, that once we got near that end zone, there was no stopping me. But a lot of people said, man, how is it that you came out of nowhere? You played in Baltimore behind some really good backs, and like Bam Morris and Eric Redd and Jamal, and you ended up coming to Kansas City. Where have you been hiding? And, I used to always tell them, I said, hey, man, I've been doing this since I've been running in the streets of San Antonio on concrete. It was just a matter of getting into the right system. And, I talk about being in the right system. And I think that's what we try to create with our board members and with our presidents that we have. We just try to create the right environment, the right system, and we try to enhance what Washington has for us to be just a better system for former players. So I'll kind of pass that off. I hope that kind of answered that question for you all. But that ace of spade is what made the difference.
Thanks so much for watching. Please make sure you like and subscribe right here to our YouTube channel. And if you enjoyed, please share with your friends. And if you want to see our collection of thousands of stories told by the people who live them, please head on over to gbctv.net. Thanks so much.